Hello Internet, I'm the Disney Brain and welcome to the Livin' Maddie review. Last time, we talked about the reuniting of the Dream and College Decisions. This time, well, there's a whole lot of stuff going on in this one. Probably one of the most fast-paced episodes in the show so far. And here's your regularly scheduled spoiler warning for those of you who haven't seen the episode yet. With all that said, let's dive into Home Run Rooney. So we start things off with a voltage scene and whatever the heck Josh is doing here, before we find ourselves in show choir class with Parker. He's taking it for what should, in theory, be an easy A. The only issue is, he's not very good at it. Following along this plot point brings us to Holden and Liv trying to assist Parker by teaching him the ways of show choir. The traditional methods don't work, so naturally, they find a way to use science to help him learn this new skill. Pretty standard setup and resolution, as Parker gets to channel his inner Lucas Grabeel because, as we all know, everybody loves a good jazz square. Wow, that was surprisingly short. Alright, what else happened in this episode? Oh yeah, I almost forgot the most vital plot thread. So Joey decides to handle the grocery shopping and take more responsibility around the house. Mama Rooney, despite her better judgment, trusts him to handle this task, and it turns into just the kind of ridiculous scenario we've come to expect from good old Joe. He buys too much toilet paper, there's a bunch of hay outside, which I don't think you can even buy at a grocery store. So yeah, and that's the episode. Not a very long or overly complex one, but hey, what can you do? Thanks for watching. If you like the... Wait, no? What do you mean there's more? Date? What date? Oh, right. That date. Alright, let's get this over with. So Maddie basically plans the best date ever since, as you'll recall, Josh mentioned a few episodes ago that he used to be a baseball player. So they go on the date, things go south, they make up, it's all good, done. What? That's not good enough? Details? Really? Fine. So the reason things go south is because Maddie caught a home run ball that just so happens to have been hit by Josh's favorite baseball player. And instead of explaining why he's feeling all bummed about a pretty awesome first outing, see what I did there, because in baseball there's outs and... yeah, that was bad. Anyways, instead of explaining why he's feeling so blue, or being appreciative of the fact that he now has a ball from his favorite player, he throws a hissy fit instead. Great, and now there's that to deal with. But of course, everything gets resolved pretty easily because Josh just wanted to beat Maddie while they were both trying. Which is pretty ironic, since trying is the exact opposite of what this alleged budding relationship is doing. Just take a step back with me and try to convince yourself that anything about this is more believable than back when Diggy was still around. And no, everybody stop what you're typing. This is not some absurd ship war. I actively avoid those. This is about narrative pacing and internal consistency and logic, both of which seem to have been lost on this particular character dynamic. So that's the episode. As you can tell, there's not too much to say about it, because while there are a lot of moving parts, none of those plot lines amounted to very much, unless the one thing missing from your life was Parker playing the role of Ryan Evans. Last time we had a really solid episode, as it pertained to the very real and very relatable hardships of choosing colleges, so I don't mind too much that we get something a little less meaningful this time around. But I would like to see an episode that can get back to discussing the things that really matter, like, why is it that 3 of the Rooney kids are white while the youngest kid has roots in Nepal? Adoption is not taboo on this channel, by the way. Spoiler alert, it was already brought up on a backstage episode very briefly, and I can guarantee you that there's an amazing episode that could dive into that topic should they choose to go that route. The next episode premieres in about 2 weeks on the 24th, which will seemingly bring with it something intriguing. I don't want to over-speculate as to what the preview for the next episode might imply, but there's a good chance that Diggy Smalls could be prepping to make his return from Australia in the coming episodes. Now don't quote me on that, I don't have any insider information, but it seems probable. Depending on how they handle his return, we could either have something as great as Continue to Rooney, or something as world-shattering as Flugaball Rooney. I'm kind of excited by the possibility, but also quite apprehensive towards what will happen should Diggy return, as previous episode reviews will tell you. But we're all in this together, so let's see what happens next and talk about it afterwards. Thanks for watching, for real this time. If you like this video, go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe for more, and share it all over social media. And don't forget to follow the Disney Brain on Facebook and Twitter for updates. Links down below. I realize that these last couple of videos haven't exactly been overwhelmingly positive, and I apologize for that, even though some of you seem to enjoy the side of me that's more cynical. But all that's about to change when we finally dive into the top 10 best Gravity Falls episodes. And yes, making that list is just as hard as you might imagine. I started off with 19 episodes to be considered for 10 spots, and somehow whittled it all the way down to a top 10 with 5 honorable mentions. So that's coming up, along with the Cheetah Girls 2 DCOM review, and a little later on, a top 10 Nickelodeon characters list to mirror the Disney Channel list I made a while back. All of these Nick videos are slowly building up to a very special video that I've been developing for some time. More details on that to come in later videos. Until then...
Joe, did you just say something meaningful? You know, I believe I did. Excuse me while I back it up and slide. Back it up.